So I want to get your thoughts on the ever expanding um, names artists give to their music today. Rema calls his own music Afro rave. But Fireboy calls his own music Afro soul. Is it Afro soul, Afro live? One of the two. Um, I can't recall others now. People just choose to give their sounds whatever name they feel like today. Now, do you think that is indicative of the diversity of Afrobeats today, or is just artists trying to be arrogant and just trying to put labels on their song? What do you think?
Oh, that's quite an interesting part. I really don't think it's, for me, I don't really see it as a form of diversity, as expression of diversity. I just feel it's just artists trying to establish themselves from conformity, from not being built as a general whole and trying to establish a mark for themselves in a world that is becoming fiercely competitive, in an industry that is becoming fiercely competitive. So I don't see it as a mark of diversity in any sense, because if you look at it very well closely, I feel like these people sing invariably the same thing. It's just different sounds. And what is Afrobeat all about? Afrobeat, of course, Afrobeat doesn't have a core sound. Afrobeat is a far-ranging, it combines, it draws heavily on several sounds from hip hop, so it picks from different genres. So I don't really see this as a diversity of Afrobeats now. I just see people, this are just people just trying to, it's just probably, how would I put it? Just people just trying to establish their own, well, maybe in their own heads, they're trying to, stay away from the crowd, just like Burna Boy would call these Afrofusion, you know. I mean, what was Afrobeat if not a fusion of sounds, please?
I get your points. I get your points. But do you think there's a conscious movement to diversify the Afrobeat sound? Um, I think there was a time alt artists had a good run, I guess in 2016, 2017, 2018. They wanted to diversify Afrobeat. They branded themselves as alt artists. I don't know what's happening to those guys right now. So, but do you think there's this conscious movement to diversify the Afrobeat sound of late?
Yeah, I think yes. I think there's a conscious movement to diversify some, because right now we're seeing more inputs for, we're seeing people draw sounds from even traditional Yoruba sounds like Akbala, which is which I understand that you're a great supporter of. Yeah, so you see people draw from Akbala, you see people draw sounds from I'm on piano lately. I was seeing on restaurants now. So I think there's a conscious, this thing effort put in place to diversify, to broaden the sounds of Afrobeat. Already too, we saw with these cases, or piano too. Trying to establish a case for what I say, a blend of high life, Igbo high life, and piano sounds. So yes, of course, this all of these efforts are conscious. You can see these efforts towards broadening the sounds, and I really think that that's yeah, sort of like the evolution of Afrobeats. Keeps incorporating newer sounds, traditional sounds, blending traditional sounds and modern sounds to make it more appealing to listeners.